Hello everyone, my name is Hatchet, and I wanted to make a video about my second 5.0. I wanted to make a video about my first 5.0 in Arena as well, but the day that I did it, it was noisy outside, and I was impatient, and I hadn't done my missions yet. So I went ahead and I did my missions then, which pushed my 5.0 out of my replay library. The current 5.0 that I just had was with Sword in Take 2, and there's a lot of points to go over, mostly misplays, but I figure that I'll get in on that starting now with the first game. Okay, there we go. So this first game, my opponent misplayed quite heavily, and you'll likely see the things that he did to misplay. I'm not sure where I would have been in this game if he had not misplayed, but the things that he did were very unoptimal when he did them. So I started out with a front lives turn 1. I didn't have any other, plays to do. I could have pitched it, but I wanted to see how well this worked out. I don't think it's a very good thing to keep, honestly, without like another low drop officer. So I played Thief on turn 3 into his Bellringer Angel, but he just had the removal for that. He thought a little bit about that play too. He wasn't sure if he wanted to do that, but ultimately he made the correct call. Me drawing cards is bad. So here I'm going to go ahead and trade off my Heavy Knight into his 2-1, which allows my 4 fencer to evolve and create 2 more minions, along with clear his 1-1. Yeah. So he has Monica here. It's not a very strong Monica. It only clears these 2 minions and it leaves Monica at 5-1, which is very easy to clean up with my 1-1. Now, it's kind of debatable whether I should clear this 1-1 or not. I don't think I should, though, especially with the cards in my hand. I think what I did was correct. I used Forge Weapon to do 5 damage. This card. I don't know why he didn't evolve this card. I want to it. Okay, it does become a 4/5. Like, he could have very easily evolved this and killed my 4/4, and that would have been correct in every circumstance. But he just didn't do it. And then, I don't know. It just allowed me to get a 4/4 on Bro. Then this play. He doesn't evolve the Fearless Bannerman before using the Cyclone Blade. I don't know if he completely understood the wording on that card, or if he just, like, doesn't think. So he had Odin, which doesn't really matter to me, because he trades his last evolution point to kill 2 of my minions and then puts me in the driver's seat of the game again. On 9 mana, I just have Sword Maid and Blitz Lancer. Blitz Lancer is a very good card. If that had landed on the Sword Maid instead of the Blitz Lancer, it would have been much better for me. Especially in the case where he just has a natural lush like that. So, all I get the chance of death is Guy, and it would have been game over if it had landed on the Sword Maid. I've got my 3rd Thief this game. I'm sure I've got one of these, but I don't know if it was the 3rd one this game or if it was just the 2nd one this game. And he had no other plays, so he played his Leonidas or whatever. So yeah, something that people should get in the practice of doing is if they're going to do something anyway, do it in the way that's the most damaging to the enemy's board. So in this case, like, it's almost always correct to evolve your minion before using Cyclone Blade. There's a couple of reasons why it's not, but in the most cases it is correct to evolve and then Cyclone Blade. So just even if it doesn't matter, just do it. Because doing it gets you prepared for doing it later. And there's just some times where, I don't know, players do the things in the wrong order, and it's kind of annoying. Another example is when they plan to play board clear, and they don't hit face with both their minions before they play their board clear, like Revelation or whatever. And why didn't you take that free damage? Think through your plays, I guess is what I'm saying. So I kept the Unicorn Dancer Unica because I want to play on 2. It's going to wind up very good against this guy's Quick Blader. Even though it's not going to wind up like a perfect trade for me. If he's going to... What he's going to do here is he's going to trade into my Unicorn Dancer. I don't think that's the plan at all. There's actually no reason for him to simplify the board state for me. I was going to make those trades anyway. So me making those trades just puts me at 16 damage instead of 18 damage. But he just decided that he didn't want me at 16, he wanted me at 18, so he made the trades for me. So then this play, once again, he's Cycloblade. It doesn't matter in this case, but he's evolving anyway, so just do the more damaging play. Just get into the habit, because good habits are hard to think. They're good to have. So I get to evolve second, which is very important here, and I get to kill off this thing. He's going to play Goblin Mage and the thing that he drew, which was Bellringer Angel. And he's going to evolve third, but he doesn't even leave his thing in play, which is, once again, very good for me. This is a very good position to be in. And now just anything I do here is good, because if he's the one that's evolutioning first, I get to answer. And if I get to answer, then this is going to be my game. So here I thought long and hard whether I wanted to evolve at all with this and push 2 extra damage. I decided in the end no, because I still wanted to evolution my guys last. I want to do it last. I don't want to do it first, because that would put him back in the driver's seat. So in this play, I evolve the 3-2 into a 5-4, and I hit his face. And I evolved the 3-2 because his 4-4 could have traded into the 3-2 and still lived. And then he could have evolved something and killed my guy, or he could have traded this guy into there and just had a different thing come down, evolved, and with a lot greater health than 1, and a lot greater attack than 1 if he hit the 3-2. So if it was like a 5-7, for example, after the evolution, he would have had 4 health if I didn't evolve it, or 2 health if he did, which could have mattered. It didn't wind up mattering because of the cards in my hand, but, you know, these are the sort of things that I think about when I am playing the game. So in the third game, my opponent kind of defeated himself. It wasn't an objective misplay to keep his guy alive, but it wound up biting him harder than I think he realized. So I'm going to keep the Advent Blader here because I want to draw cards. I got the Thief, which is really good because I want to play that later, or on turn 3 every game. I drafted, I think, 3 of them this run, and I want to play one on turn 3 every time. It's just so good. I drew the Unicorn Dancer again. I only drafted, I think, for 1 of them, but she showed up in most of my games and was relatively good. So in this position, where he just doesn't have a lot of stuff, I do think it's correct to trade, because he doesn't have 2 attacking units, and he also has the evolutions to go with it. So this card right here bites him a lot more than I think he expected it to. So right here, I have my Floral Fencer, and he's going to kill my 2-1 here with just the activation at the start of his turn. And then he plays a Fire Blizzard, which is just going to die to his thing in order to kill my token. I don't think that was correct, but he definitely wasn't expecting me to just Blitz Lancer his 4-3 and then go face for 5 either. I play Gourmet Emperor Kaiza because I just need more stuff to play. My hand is very heavy. And this leaves me with a 5-3 and a 2-1. And then he plays both his things, and he evolves this, which is going to be set to 1 health, And now his threatening 5-1 is just going to die to his own card. I don't feel threatened by it. I'm just going to play out some cards. I'm going to play my Advent Blader first, and then I'm going to play the Carrot, because the Carrot versus the Fervent Soldier, the Carrot lives, or it doesn't live, but it goes back to my hand, so I'm just going to play the Carrot, even though this would have been a 3-2. So now, he's playing all of his stuff out from his hand. He thinks he's in a good spot, I think. So he just goes face for 8. And that's... You're not putting blood on 3 damage. I have a Royal Banner in play. If I have a Quick Void, that's 2. I just need to find 1 somewhere. That could be a Dance of Death. Like, that could be anything. Finding 1 damage, finding 2 damage. Like, it's not very hard. He had complete board control, and he also just wasn't playing around Cyclone Blade. Like, that was a very good Cyclone Blade board for me, and I could have just had that and cleared his board and would have won the game off of that alone. I don't know what he was thinking with that play. So anyway, that was the 3rd game. So now the 4th game here was against a blood opponent, and this one was kind of tough. There was one thing that I think was a subjective misplay in the later stages of the game. I think that he should have... Well, I'll get to that later. For starters, I'm going to keep the Forge Weaponry and the Kunoichi Trainer in my opening hand. I only kept the Forge Weaponry because I do have this 2-1 Ambush minion. I don't think I would have kept it if it was any other minion. Maybe I still would have, because the natural play is to just play a minion into my minion, so it might still be correct. But with an Ambush minion, it was definitely correct. So, you saw why there. I also drew in the Blitz Lancer in case his 2-drop minion was Urias. I would have used the Blitz Lancer to clear and just hit him in the face for 2. So I played my Thief, and then I attacked into his Bite with the 4-1 in order to threaten his 1-1 with my Thief. But then he just plays Medusa's Gaze on his Evolved Dat for seemingly no reason. I have no idea why he would evolve there. It just doesn't make sense to me. It was a worthless use of an evolution point. He did 3 damage to me overall, but I'm just going to Blitz Lancer it and evolve my 2-2 here to my Fervid Soldier to kill his other thing. So now I'm back in control of this game. I'm like a card ahead of him, and I've used both my evolutions. All of my other plays were hot garbage against his Wolf Soldier, so I just decided to Cyclone Blade and hit him in the face for 4. He passes his turn 6, which makes me really happy, honestly, which lets me push another 7 damage as well. He could have, like, Revelation or something here. This is the play I was talking about. This Odin should have hit my Off I think. Because this card just winds up winning me the game. He should have evolved and traded still, but he should have traded into my threat and left my Pompous thing on the board. So then he would have taken 6 damage, but he would be in a much better spot here, I think, because no, this works out the same, I think, because I think he would have died if he had done it the other way. But the Unalurian Light just wins me the game anyway, so it's like hard for me to justify what he did with the Odin. That was his only way to do that. There's not very many ways for Blood to get rid of amulets outside of neutral cards, like Odin or Execution. So now I just play out 2 things, and with no evolutions left, he either needs a natural rush or something else. I mean, not that he knows it, because for some reason, he either thinks he's alive here or he accepted his defeat. I don't know if he realized that the soldier guy had Storm instead of Rush, because I had been using it to attack minions up till that point, but he apparently wasn't playing around with the 1 damage I just had on board. I had 3 damage on board. I don't know. Like, it's very possible he just didn't have a play in response, though. I think cards like Leonidas and Satan are just far too slow, though, in Take 2. I don't like drafting them. Sometimes it's okay. You can get away with it sometimes, but it's... I wouldn't pick them first if I had the opportunity. They just don't do anything when they come onto the board, are understated, and take up your entire turn. So here I get a free hit onto his thing. It would have been cool to have, like, I don't know, something else. So I don't know what he discards here. I'm gonna guess it's a Breath of Fire or just another 2-drop, because it has to be another Breath of Fire. No, okay, he drew that off the top. Never mind. I was thinking about this earlier when I made the video the first 2 times. What could he have possibly discarded there? It had to be another 2-drop, and it wasn't the 2-drop he wanted to do. So this was my misplay in this series. I evolved my Unicorn Dancer Unicorn here instead of evolving my Thief. I was thinking very heavily why he would wait on 6. I just figured he had a dead play and he was going to play the 7-drop Dragon that does 4 damage when it comes into play. And if he was going to play that and evolve that to clear 2 of my minions, I wanted a 4-drop on board more than I want, or a 4/4 on board more than I wanted a 2/2 on board. Even if he wound up with a 6/2 on board, I just wanted the 4/4. But I should have, like, thought about it more and realized that it was a conflict that he had in his hand, because why else would he skip his turns? He basically skipped all his turns going up to that point. And so then he makes this play where he clears my board, but I just have a very good answer in response with the Pompous Princess and Monica here. Like, that was very good for me. So, these are the cards that he wanted to discard. And he didn't get to do that earlier in the game. And he didn't play them out because he wanted conflict. So that's how it went for him. But now I'm, like, in a very good position. I wanted to push this damage. So I went and I evolved the 5/10. I wanted to evolve the 5/10 because he needs to kill it off anyway, and Pompous Princess might have been the thing to evolve there, honestly. Like, it's a tough call. It depends what he, like, draws. He drew the Bahamut. I just had the answers to that. So I drew also a guy that propagated another guy, which let me beat any 1 removal spell with the Forged Weaponry in my hand. So that was just 2 damage. That was great. So that was my 5/1 run right there. I averaged 3.6 in my runs. Let me find my document. I've had 3, 2, and 3 runs, and that's the lowest I've been is 2 and 3. I've had 9, 3, and 2 runs. I've had 23, 4, and 1 runs, and I've had 2, 5, and 0 runs so far. Like I said, once with Shadow and once with Blade here, which you've seen. I'm going to continue making videos for all my 5/0 runs. And I hope you enjoyed this one. So thanks for watching. Peace out.